is the final day, our bonus day for Pipn Aint Eazy's annual foreign exchange boot camp. Has this not been fire, y'all? All week long, heat after heat after heat. What's up, everybody? My name is Tosha Lays. I've been your host this week, and I'm again so excited, so blessed to be here today. How y'all doing? Oh, I love the fire in the chat. Throughout the week, we've literally dived into the basic fundamentals, explored strategies, and dived into expert advisor software, engaged in advanced trading. And so I hope you definitely took notes then. But today, here's the real deal. None of that matters unless you take care of your mind and really grasp the immense power within yourself. So today is all about feeding our mentals, feeding our minds with positivity and unshakable beliefs, crafting a plan that sets the stage for our own success. Get ready for an empowering and transformative bonus day. And who better to lead that day than our final guest speaker of this boot camp? In the realm of financial markets, his guidance has been the beacon for many, steering us through the complexities and uncertainties. You've not only shared your strategies, but you've instilled confidence, unlocking doors to financial prosperity for others. The figures achieved under your mentorship are not just numbers. They represent dreams realized and futures reshaped. This ordinary individual has traversed a remarkable journey, transitioning seamlessly from engineering to entrepreneurship. Emerging from college with a six-figure job was just the beginning. This person went on to become the godfather of arguably the largest Forex movement of our time. So as we dive into his story over these years, it's literally impossible to overlook his dedication and personal growth. He's been a living example of continuous improvement, sparking a ripple effect that encourages others to strive for their best selves. Your journey is not about just reaching its peaks, but about the climb, about the lessons learned, and about the person you become along the way. Your faith isn't just a mere aspect of your life, it's the cornerstone of their success. In cultivating connections around the world, this individual has become a global force. The relationships you've cultivated extend far beyond professional connections, forming a web of support and collaboration. Your insights into meaningful networking are invaluable, from inspiring to mentoring countless others to reach 5, 6, and 7 figures. It's more than just about trading for this individual. It's about instilling belief in oneself to be more and to do more. He's helped ignite a change in a movement in countless lives, opening eyes to the myriad options life presents. This person isn't just a success story. They're a true beacon of inspiration, showing that with faith, determination, and a commitment to personal growth, one can transcend limits and redefine what's possible. Y'all, give me all the energy you got. Drop some heat in the chat for the Branden Thompson. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's see. Here we go. There we go. Man. Hey, shout out to Toast. Shout out to Pipn. I'm just super grateful, and I'm always, humble to connect with people that, appreciate what I've done in the space more so. But individuals that are continuing on the work that we set out to do, just 6 years ago, almost 7 years ago, when I actually got, introduced to this information. And so when Pipn reached out to me and asked me if I can do this bonus call, I said yes with no hesitation, just because I know, the impact that he has made and that he's continuously making on a day-to-day basis, just making sure people get the right value, get the right information, and more so are attached to the right community for the long-term vision. So, I'm excited about tonight. I just landed in New Jersey. So I traveled from Houston to New Jersey. So I've been on the plane for most of the day, but, I'm glad that I can hop right into this call and still connect with people that, are looking forward to, what 2024 has in store. 2023 is pretty much done. You got what, 10 days or so, 9 days or so left. And, it's all about how you start now. We're not going to wait till January 1 to kick it off. We're going to start putting that mindset in motion now so that we can steamroll into the new year. So I appreciate y'all. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going to take up too much of y'all time, but I definitely am ready to, tap into what we got tonight. So appreciate you, Toast. Appreciate you, Pete. Hold on. Let me all right, cool. So as far as I'm concerned, everybody on this call is some type of trader or entrepreneur. If you're a trader or you're an entrepreneur, you can just drop, one in the chat just so I can make sure I'm talking to the people that I believe I'm talking to. If you're a trader, if you're an investor, you're an entrepreneur, on this call, let's drop a 1. All traders, investors, entrepreneurs. And hopefully we know what that is, right? We know what all those things are, right? Okay, cool. And you know, all I can think of is, where I started to where I am now. The only time I look in the past, and I believe the only time you should look in the past, is not to dwell on things that you can't change, but to see how far you have come. That's the only time I go in the past, is to really just reference and say, okay, I've gotten through this situation and I'm here. I might not be where I want to be, but I'm surely not where I used to be. And that foundation in my thought process keeps me grounded, and it also keeps me with a heart of gratitude, because oftentimes we can get caught up in what we haven't accomplished, what we haven't done, where we're not at, and we forget that we've progressed. But it's kind of hard to see that when you can't reference your starting point. And so what I ask you guys to do as I'm speaking and kind of giving you the keys and just the insight to my life and my journey is that you kind of go back to a place where you were in a dark time, or you were in a place where you felt like you wouldn't get out, or you were in a place where you were lower than where you at now, whether it's financially, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. I'm sure we can all take a walk down memory lane and find a place where we were not where we are now. We're better off now, right? And so for me, I can take a walk down memory lane. Let's go back to 2017. You know, I was in corporate America. I had been maybe like 6 to 8 months off of, graduating school. And, I felt that, I had put so much energy into getting a degree, into obtaining a six-figure job. I felt like once I attained that goal, that would fulfill me. That would be like, oh man, I made it. Oh man, I've gotten to this place of success where I can now feel like that weight is off of my shoulder, right? It was like a weight. And if you're on this call with me and you're relating to what I'm saying, if you could feel what I'm saying, drop some ones in the chat if you've ever been in a place where you were chasing a goal, or you were pursuing a goal, and then you got to that goal, and it just didn't feel like how you thought it was gonna feel. You were grateful for the accomplishment, but you was like, I need more. I want more. There has to be something else outside of this. And imagine this. I've I had a very unique college experience, right? I started off at Hampton, ended off at Prairie View, had a lot of ups and downs with financial aid, but I finished strong with my electrical engineering degree. And it was so crazy because through all that adversity, through all that journey, I landed a great job with the Boeing company and was making six figures, and I wasn't fulfilled. I wasn't happy. And it wasn't about the money. I wanted more money for sure, but it wasn't about the money. I didn't feel like I was leaving my mark on the world. I felt like I wasn't purpose driven, right? I felt like I was just going through the motions and I was doing what was needed to be done to just collect the check, but I wasn't necessarily moving in my divine purpose, right? I wasn't doing the spiritual work, right? There's one thing to just pay the bills, but are you are you working in that spiritual realm where you're why you're here is not to work a 9 to 5. We have to know that. We have to know that, right? You're here for a divine purpose, for a spiritual mission, and you have to truly tap into that divinity in order to start working in that space. But if you feel fulfilled at a job, cool, nothing wrong with that. Not saying you can't find it there, but I'll say this. I feel that God put everybody on this earth to do more than just work a 9 to 5. I just that's just my honest opinion. I feel like we're here to break down doors, to open up pathways for others that's behind us. And can you do that in corporate America? Absolutely. If you're one of those people that you're fighting for women's rights to have more exclusivity, more diversity, inclusion, if that's you, then yes. But I won't say everybody's in the corporate America fighting for our position, right? There's people that just literally go to work just to get that check, and they're not fighting to work in their divine purpose. And so, to make a long story short, I knew there was a feeling inside of me that said, Branden, there's more for you. This is not it. You're supposed to be doing something different. Not, and I don't want to say better, but better for me, right? I can't speak what's better for somebody else, but I knew it was something better for me that I needed to be doing. And so, family, like from a spiritual standpoint, you know when something isn't right. We try to validate it by asking other people, our mom, our dads, our significant other, right? We try to get advice from friends, but we always know the answer first. And we second guess our divinity, right? We kind of doubt that divinity that we have, but we always know when it's time to make a change, when it's time to leave that person, when it's time to leave that environment, when it's time to quit that habit, when it's time to lock in, when it's time to stop playing. And we just continuously make justifications for why we haven't tapped into our true purpose. And so it's only so many times that you can turn the other cheek or turn the blind eye to what you're supposed to be doing. And so it didn't take long for me to say, okay, I need to truly tap in. And for me, I wanted to take my family to the next level, right? And I never put that responsibility on anybody else but myself, because I feel like sometimes we look and we say, maybe it's not us. Why am I supposed to be the one? Why am I getting all the hardships? Why am I getting all this adversity? Why am I always the one that gotta, you feel like you're that person in your family, or you're that person in your community, where it's like, why me? But it's like, why not you? And as soon as you start asking yourself different questions, then you can start understanding the lessons that you're going through is just preparation for your calling, right? If I'm asking why me, then I'm looking at it as this is happening to me and not for me. That I'm not truly called to do something higher, that I'm actually being tormented. No, when I understand that I'm being trained, I'm being prepared, I'm being positioned so that I can do something better. Everything is happening for me and not to me. And so therefore I can look at whatever I'm going through with a different perspective. And so I understood that everything I went through prior to that moment of me feeling like I needed to do something different in my life was preparing me for that big moment. And so when people look at me and they say, "Hey, Branden, you know, how did you do this? How did you do that?" It's never one thing. It's not a routine in the morning. It's not a book I read. It's not a podcast I listened to. It's not a mentor I had. It was a decision I made. It was a decision I made a long time ago. And each level I got to, the flagpole kept moving. See, what people think is just this one destination that we're supposed to get to. And I understood that, hey, every time I get to this place, I never feel fulfilled. I gotta keep going forward. And there's people that get to that place of, man, I don't feel fulfilled, and they just say, okay, I'm gonna stop here, whatever. I'm comfortable. At least I'm making money. I can pay my bills. But it's a special type of person that your bills are paid, you eating good, you living good, and you say, nah, I want more. That See, there's people on this earth that are very greedy, but they're not greedy for their purpose. They want more money, but they don't want to walk, they don't want to walk in the divinity. That's a different type of hunger you got to have. I can want money all day long. I can want money. I can be greedy for the wrong things. I was hungry. I had a desire, an appetite. God, what is it that you want me to do next? Money ain't it. I'm going to tell you that right now. And I can speak it because I've already seen it. I've already seen the Lambos, the G-Wagons, the chains, the big houses, the fancy dinners, the vacation. I've seen all that. And none of that is going to fulfill you. I can't take none of that to the grave. It's all getting left behind. And so for me, guys, this year has been very transformative in the sense that I feel like everything that I've experienced from college to walking off my job to, going full-time entrepreneurship to now where I'm at in my journey, I see that it's all been preparation for the next. I'm pretty sure we've lost some loved ones. I've lost 3 individuals in the last 6, 7 weeks that were very close to me. And I don't say that to like, it's a pity party. No, I say I went to several funerals over the last few weeks and nobody talked about no cars, no money. Nobody, like, and these are people that were 33 and younger. These not like old folks. These people my age and younger. And nobody, one of them happened to be an NFL player, made over $50 million in his career. Nobody talked about his car. Nobody talked about his house. And it hit me hard because I'm like, this is validation yet again that you can't be hungry for the worldly things. You have to tap in and say, okay, I know I'm not just here for a job. I know I'm not just here to learn how to trade. I know I'm not just here to learn about crypto. But every chance I get to do those things, I have to ask myself, am I fully maximizing my potential while I'm here? Am I fully maximizing the opportunity of what all this entails, right? We talk about building a team. We talk about, expanding our network. We talk about growing our community. But once again, people are greedy for money, but they're not greedy for purpose. Your purpose is attached to you helping someone. Money is attached to you helping yourself. Your purpose is attached to you helping someone else. Money is attached to you helping yourself. Can you help other people with money? You can, but you first have to understand what your purpose is to intentionally help people with money. See, here's the thing. I've given away thousands of dollars for scholarships for students in STEM. at HBCUs. That's a real thing. That was money that was needed to make that happen. But then as time goes on, you get wiser, you grow and you experience life and you realize that, yes, I could do that. I can continue to do that. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. But you know what's more impactful? Touching and actually having all hands on deck with the kids. And so what I'm doing now, what I've been working on behind the scenes is partnering with elementaries and middle schools for next semester to go in and teach financial literacy programs. This is more purpose driven. Cause I'm gonna be real, I've been in college. I don't know if you're gonna pass the semester. I don't know if you're gonna party. I don't know. I'm not there. It's a check. But when I'm being intentional about impacting, yeah, I can give off a scholarship, but what if I can really mentor a kid face to face, right? What if I can really show this kid how to strategize in his day-to-day, in her day-to-day journey? That's a lot different than me saying, hey, pay your tuition for the semester, and I never talk to you again. So for me, everything I'm doing moving forward, especially in 2024, is Branden, how can you be even more intentional? Right? Because a lot of times we'll have the resources, we'll have the opportunity, we'll have even the environment, but yet and still we won't maximize what we're supposed to be doing there. And I don't know the culture of Pipn Aint Eazy outside of we gonna learn about the markets, we gonna run it up, you know, trading, right? But I'm pretty sure somewhere there, it's like we're supposed to be expanding this information. We're supposed to be telling others. We're supposed to be positioning ourselves to be a teacher. And a lot of times what we do is we'll sit back and we'll just be okay with getting taught forever. We'll be okay with being the person that just want to listen to the gems and put the fire emojis in the chat when somebody drop a bar, and it's cool. That's fine. But it's like when it's like you got to ask yourself, and you might say no. And that you can be okay with that. But you got to say, am I okay with not being heard, with my story not being told, with my testimony not being at the forefront of the movement, of somebody not being inspired by what I've been through? And I ask myself that, and I can't leave this earth without people really knowing who Branden Thompson is, and they still don't. And I've had several platforms to speak on, but I still haven't told my story. It's a lot people don't know about me. A lot. They know the little bits and pieces that I've told them in a space of however much time I have, but I haven't really told my story. But I've created a space. I've created a brand where I will be able to tell my story through so many different pieces of content, whether it's animation, docu-series, whether it's, you know, a book, whether it's a podcast, whether it's music. It's so many different ways that I've created to continuously tell my story. And so that's what I want to talk to you guys about. It's like, how are you going to tell your story? And is it going to be heard? How are you going to tell your story and is it going to be heard? And what is your mindset in this ecosystem? Like, what are you here for? What is the objective? Are you here to just pay your bills? Is that the biggest goal for you right now? You got to ask yourself, what is my goal in this ecosystem? And Pimp It Ain't Easy, when I open up the chat, what is my goal here? Have I just gone through the motions? Have I invited anybody? Have I put myself in a position to feel confident to invite somebody? And that's when that going into your within and saying, okay, I'm not tapped into my divinity. It's 2024 and I still don't know what's going on. It's 2024. Drop a 1 in the chat if you've known about Forex for at least 2 years. At least 2 years. At least 2 years. You've known about trading. You've heard about it. Heck, you know who I am. Like, you've seen me. You might have been to an event. I might have took a picture with you. I might have talked to you after training. Okay, keep dropping the ones if you've known about Forex for at least 4 years now. It's been 4 years. It's been at least 4 years, and you know about trading. Okay, cool. So we got people on the call. This isn't new information. So the information isn't going to change. The only thing that's going to change is what you do with it. So you can sit on this call and you can say, "Oh, I listened to Branden, he dropped the gem," but what does that do for your journey? Where's the application come in? Where do you start to apply all the people that you've listened to? Where does your journey start to click where you're like, you know what? This whole time, I'm thinking these people are special and it's magic, but really, they're just tapping into their divinity and they're talking to me, trying to activate the divinity in myself. That's all I'm doing. When I talk to you, I'm not saying, hey, I'm special. I'm walking it. No, I'm saying everybody on this call is divine, but have you activated it yet? And what does that look like when everybody on this call is moving in that confidence, is moving in that spiritual realm of like, okay, I know I'm just a human I'm a spirit having a humanly experience, but I'm here to use this body to do the work on a whole nother level. Because once you're gone, you're gone. And so you got to ask yourself, what am I trying to leave behind? What would they say about me? Did I go my hardest? Or was I just sitting on the sidelines, just waiting for calls and signals? And I'm not trying to come at nobody tonight. I just want you to take a look at the inside and say, what am I doing? Am I on the sidelines? I'm on the sidelines, but I'm saying I want to be a millionaire. Ain't no way. You're not going to become a 6-7-figure financial freedom, whatever you say on your affirmations. But when it's time for game time, you're sitting on the sideline. When it's time to push yourself out of your comfort zone, you don't want to do it. When it's time to push your limits, you just, nah, I'm good. I'm comfortable where I'm at. I caught 30 pips this week. I caught 50 pips. I'm good. Christina says, I'm the game or spectating. I don't know. I don't even know what that means. And you shoot, let me know what you mean by that. I'm the game or spectating. Let's talk about it. What does that mean to you? I'm in the game or I'm spectating. Oh, okay. Well, here's the thing about life. You can never really sit on the sidelines. You've got to pick a choice. You either in the game or you're spectating. You can't do both. You can't do both. Once you're in the game, you can't come out. And I think that's what a lot of people realize is that this is an ongoing sport. You don't get any breaks. It's the game called life is the crazy. You got to be in shape. You get your spiritual um fitness has to be on a whole nother level. There is no timeouts. There's no commercial breaks, no injury timeouts. When I say life gonna keep going, it don't matter if you lost your job, you lost a family member, you get into a car wreck. It don't matter. The game is gonna keep going. It's gonna almost feel like, do people care? And honestly, they don't. They don't. And it's nothing personal. It's just when people know what game they playing, they don't got time to care. If I pass by you, oh, I'm sorry. My condolences. but I got a family too. I can't stop. Maybe I stop by on the way from this whatever, but I can't. And once you understand that, it's like it's a it, it I hate to seem like dark or like like mean or whatever, but it is a dog eat dog world. You gotta take care of your family. But here's the beautiful part. Pipn Aint Eazy is your family. That's the beautiful part. The family you think is your family ain't your family. See, you probably thought your family is everybody with your last name, or the people that came from the same mama, or got the same. You got cousins. No, that's your relatives. Family is different. Because how many people have relatives, right, that haven't tried to help them make any money, haven't tried to, calibrate their mindset to align with the success that they want in their life, haven't poured into them. But you look at the people from Pipn Aint Eazy, and within maybe a week's time, 2 weeks' time, a month's time, 2 months' time, they've given you more than people you've known your whole entire life. That's when I was like, oh, okay. So for me, I understand that you can't take it personal because sometimes your own family, quote unquote, will get in your way, right? Your relatives will get in your way. They won't believe in you. They won't support you. But then you'll have strangers that will. And so the sooner you get out of like your way and say, okay, I'm divine. I have to tap into my divinity. And when I tap into my divinity, there's another level of awareness that I get. There's another level of awareness that I get access to, because it's hard to see everybody else when you don't know who you are. It's hard to understand who everybody else is in your life when you don't know who you are in your own life. And that's the biggest thing I had to learn was, okay, sometimes a lot of the stuff that's happening for us and we think that's happening to us is happening to us because we're making a decision to. It's happening for us by God, but it's happening to us because of our decision. God is going to continue to let the same thing happen to you or for you because he needs you to learn that lesson. You still don't understand. That's why the same things keep happening to you over and over and over and over again, because you haven't tapped into who you are. Why do you keep getting taken advantage of? Why do you keep getting left out? Why do you keep getting pushed to the side? Why do you keep missing that opportunity right there? Why do you keep? It's all a common denominator. You haven't mastered self yet. I really had to understand. Look, here's the thing, guys. I'll be very, very transparent with you so you understand. I've made multi-millions in network marketing. Um, and I mean, that's not something I even talk about. I just want to paint the picture for you. Um, I was am still in Forbes. I'm in the $1 Million Hall of Fame. Ranked number 20 from Business from Home for top network marketers in the entire world. But guess what Branden Thompson doesn't like? Politics. I hate it. I hate it. I'm a member of the Good Brothers of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. And even there, I don't like politics. But see, I understood this year, more specifically this year, is that whenever there's money involved, there's always politics. Every time. It's okay. And a lot of my life, I had to understand that, or I had to deal with politics, and I didn't know it. And even in my last company, when I was in IM, there was so many politics. And the worst thing I did was kind of like detach myself from it. Because when you move in with purpose and you're like, okay, I'm here to lead the people. I'm here to help the people. I'm here to run with the people. And you got all this stuff in the background that don't even align with it. Don't got nothing to do with that. It's about something else. It's like, I'm good. I don't want to hear about that. But what's happening is a lot of backdoor conversations, deals, plans are being had that sabotage the purity of what I'm about. And so, because Branden Thompson didn't want to be connected to the politics, you don't get to hear some of the heart of man, the plans of certain people. You think everybody is aligned with what you're aligned with, and the whole time they're not. And what ends up happening is, by default, you make decisions that aren't conducive to the long-term vision of what's being said behind your back. And you're going against the grain. Now, what am I talking about? in in principle, the things that you don't want to do, you can't continue to justify them because it's not a part of the pureness of what you're doing. What does that mean? There's a lot of things that you're going to have to do that you might not want to do, that you might feel like, oh, that's naturally not what I'm supposed to do. But it's the very thing that makes you the complete package to go to the next level. Let me tell you how this equates to my journey. I don't believe God was ready for what we were a part of to go to the next level, especially with me attached to it, because I wasn't into politics. And so I couldn't imagine how much higher we would have went with me being disconnected from that. And so I'll ask you, maybe you're at a level where you're stuck, or maybe you're at a level where you think you've taken a step back and you're trying to figure out, how do you get higher than you've ever been, or how do you get over this hump? And you have to ask yourself, what have you been avoiding in the midst of you pursuing your goals? It's always one thing. You got to figure it out. It could be two things, but it's always that little caveat. It's like, hey, if you start doing this, even though you don't like it, I know you already getting results. I know people are already saying stuff, but what if you just do this one part? How could that make you a complete force in what you're doing? I'll give you another example. It's a lot of people work out in the gym, but they skip leg day. And you getting muscles. People, yeah, they look, you're getting muscles. They're noticing. Chest getting big, arms getting big. But come summertime, when you got to put on the trunks, you Johnny Bravo. And now you've been hiding that work that you've been putting off. And because you've cheated and nobody knows, that you think that, oh, I can continue to do this. No, there's gonna come a time where you're going to be exposed because of your lack of going all the way in and doing that thing that you didn't want to do. So you got to ask yourself, what is your leg day? What is that? What does your leg day look like? What are you avoiding? What are you saying? Oh, I'm doing all this. Okay, but what about this right here? I'm hopping on all the calls, but you still over leveraging. I'm telling people about Pipn Aint Eazy, but you ain't made a withdrawal. So it's like, it's easy to like to say what you are doing, but you covering up what you're not doing. And you can make what you are doing look so good that people will forget for a little bit what you're not working on. It's like cleaning up your room and just throwing everything in the closet. You can only do that for so long until the door hinges are going to break off because you're just piling stuff up and you're not really putting it where it's supposed to go. And so I don't want to lose y'all, but that's what I had to realize. Like, okay, Branden, in order for you to go to this next phase of where God is calling you to be, you have to be involved in every room, bro. You can't just say, oh, I'm going to go rock the crowd on the stage. And then when you seeing them having a little meeting on the side, you go the other way and you go talk to the people. Nah, what y'all talking about? That was me. I did a lot of that because I didn't care to talk to some people. I was like, bro, I'm not on that, but I gotta be. God need me over there. God needs you somewhere. Where you supposed to be at? And if you on this call right now, Pipn Aint Eazy, you got to ask what has the goals been? What is the mark you're supposed to hit? Did you hit it this year? Let's be real. Drop a 100 in the chat if you accomplish every single goal that you set out this year. Like every single goal, you smashed it. 100. Drop 100 in the chat if you hit every goal. I mean, you smashed through it. Look, I came up short on a couple, on a few, and I wanted somebody to drop 100. Oh, I wanted you to drop a, because if you did, show me the list of goals. If you hit every goal every year, they're not big enough. The whole goal, you don't set goals to hit them. You set goals to get better. Setting a goal, look, when you set a goal, if I say, you know what, this year I want to make $20 million, I'm okay with not making 20, but I need my work ethic and my mindset to be thinking 20. So if I make 15, I'm okay with that. But if I say, I just want to make $10,000 this year, what type of work ethic do I have? Sometimes you're going to set your goals to align with the work ethic that you want to have because you know you can get it done. You know, when you're in the gym and they say, lift what you can do 20 times, you're going to lift what you can do 40 times so you can do it 20 times comfortably. That's how people go through life. They set goals that don't make them stretch. They set goals that don't give them that pain, those growing pains, so that they can stretch themselves to see a different version of themselves. And so it's like having darts, right? When I'm throwing the darts, I'm trying to hit a bullseye, right? But at the end of the day, if I never hit the bullseye, it's okay. The goal is that I can readjust and realign where I'm throwing it. I can say, oh, I went too far off to the right. Oh, I went too far off to the left. Oh, I went too far up. Okay, boom, bullseye. And if I do hit the goal, amazing. But in the midst of that, there was realignment, recalibration. There was adjustments that needed to happen in order for me to hit that goal. And so you might not hit the goal you set out this year for another 2 years. But that's okay because you're getting better. You're learning what you need to do in order to hit that goal precisely. So now when you teach somebody, you're not teaching from, oh, I hit the goal. No, this is what I did to make sure. This is what you can do so you don't have to make the mistakes I did. You can hit the target a lot faster. It's all about growth. It's all about growth, but in that growth, you have to grow because your growth is attached to somebody else's growth too. And I think that's what people have to understand is like, yes, we all have this self-mastery, but the sooner I can self-master myself in parts of myself, will never be perfect. But the sooner I can tap into who I am, the more equipped I am to do God's work. I can't be over here depressed and sad, and I get it. It happens. Life happens. I've been depressed. I've been sad. I've had anxiety. I've had doubt. I've had fear. I've had all these things. I'm a human. But when you know you're called to do something more, you don't have time to feel like you're special because you have problems, you have feelings that you have to deal with. You have to say, okay, cool. To much is given, much is required. So if I want all these things that I'm asking for, I have to continue to lift up my head so that I can lift up others around me. And it might call for me to do things that I'm not comfortable doing. It might cause me to be in places I'm not comfortable being in. It might cause me to do things that I've never done in my life. But how are you going to get something that you never had if you're not willing to do something that you never done? And so as we approach 2024, these last 9 days, I'm super excited because I understand that the biggest thing I've learned outside of understanding myself is that I needed a team. I needed a team, and there's nothing in this world, there's nobody in this world that you looked up to, that you look up to, that you admire, that you respect, that has done something catastrophic, done something so phenomenal that hasn't had a team. I don't care if it's Michael Jordan, LeBron James, I don't care who it is, Drake, I don't care who it is, they have a team. They're connected to somebody behind the scenes or maybe even on the scenes that's making them look good, that's giving them the resources, giving them the support that they need in order for them to get to where they need to go or do what they need to do at the highest level. So you got to ask yourself, this year going into 2024, who is your team? And are you really moving in that space of I'm on the team? Most of the time, the thing that stops a goal from happening or a vision from coming to fruition is the people on the team don't understand that it's goals over roles, right? A lot of people care too much about the role they're playing and not the goal that they need to be slaying, right? At the end of the day, are you a team player? Who is your teammates? Does your goals outweigh your roles? Do you like not care? Are you that person? Are you that person that say, if it only happens like this, then I'm cool? Or I gotta be like this for it when it happened, or I'm not doing it. These are the things you need to be asking yourself going into the new year. Who's your team? Are you a team player? What's your role? Is the goal bigger than your role? Or if you have to move around, if you have called to do something that might look a little different that you're not used to, are you still willing to do it to get the job done for the betterment of the team? And here's some other things that you might want to ask yourself. Is my ego a part of the problem? Is my past trauma a part of the problem? Is my insecurities a part of the problem? These are things that will cause you to mess up a team. These are things that will cause you to interrupt the vision. These are things that will cause you to not win long term. I've seen it on the highest level. Insecurities, trauma, ego, selfishness, right? People thinking that their role is bigger than the goal. And so as y'all continue to build out this community and Pipn Aint Eazy, and you continue to get access to people that are literally tapping in with you consistently to help you achieve your financial success, you got to ask yourself, am I taking for granted this value? Am I taking for granted these people that God has placed in my life? Or am I taking what God has given me and growing it to something bigger? Because once again, some of y'all prayed for a tree or prayed for a table and God gave you a tree. Pipn Aint Eazy can be that tree and you still looking around for the table. You still looking around for how I'm gonna make the table. Look, he gave you everything. It's the wood. You got everything. You got the sander. You know what I'm saying? You got everything. But because it didn't come how you wanted it, you're overlooking that you have everything you need. And I truly believe that we always have everything we need. We just have to tap into our divinity and say, okay, if God, every time I wake up, God is giving me everything I need to get closer to where I want to be. That's all it's about. Maybe not where I want to be, but closer. And the closer you get, the more you get. And it's gratitude. The more grateful I am for what I have, okay, I don't got this, but I got enough to just take one more step forward. I got enough to take one more step forward, one more step forward. And the closer I get, the more I get. The more gratitude I get, the more gratitude I show, the higher my altitude. Your altitude is dependent on your gratitude. How high you go is dependent on how grateful you are for what you have. Why would I give you more if you don't see what's in front of you right now? You say, man, I got everything I need. Why would I give you more? Why would I help you make 100K? If you don't see that, I can show you how to make 10K right here. You overlooking the blessing. So I don't want to talk y'all ear off, but I definitely want to speak from the heart tonight and, just let y'all tap into, my mindset and where I'm at now, where I've been, and where I'm headed. I'm super excited to continue to collaborate with Tosh, and me and Pipn are working on a few things together that I know for sure 2024 is gonna be our best year yet. I'll say this: our best years are ahead of us. So don't ever think that you've seen the best of your life. Our best years, our best days are ahead of us, and we'll begin to see those things once we change our perspective and understand that God has positioned all the resources, all the people, all the information we need is right in front of us. We just have to tap in. And once we tap in, we'll be able to touch other people and impact the people that we were meant here to touch.
Sheesh.
Let's go.
Mic drop. Gems on gems on gems. Thank you. As always, thank you. Every time you come on here, every time you literally just bless us with what God gives you, right? He gave you that for us specifically. And every time you get on here and you just let it go, not scripted, none of that, I'm sure wasn't written, right? That came straight from here. You feel me? Like that was something that he literally just put in your head and you're like, this is something I need to share now. And it was genuine and we appreciate it every single time. So thank you so much. Y'all drop some fire, drop some emojis, drop some 777s in the chat for Branden Thompson.
Hey, listen, mindset is the first step. If you thinking wrong, if you're not on a mental, if you're not mentally there, you can't do nothing right. Let's just be honest. You can't do nothing right if you're not mentally in the right space, if you're not focused on what you need to focus on. Because listen, they say even in trading, you can't move around and trade when you're going through stuff emotionally. You're not focused. And that's with everything in life. And he just brought that full circle, man. And just understanding, your divinity. I had to go, me personally, I Googled it. I knew it had something to do. I'm gonna give you the brand. I knew it was spiritual, just with your divine purpose. But the way he said it made me go look it up. I had to just read a little bit. I give you about 3 definitions. I read all of them. But that's what it's about. Learn now. Branden is younger than me, but he's what people call in the world success. They look at money, right? But that right there was priceless. That information, that education, that knowledge, and just him sharing his experience and what he's been through, so we don't have to go through those same steps, so we can avoid those speed bumps. That's the sauce right there.
Yes, and on top of that, the experience, the accolades that come with it. Absolutely. He's not only accomplished so much, but he's given back so much, and he continues to do so because it wasn't about the money. That came with the purpose. He wasn't chasing the money. He was chasing the purpose. And he's going to continue to impact and continue to help because that's just what God has given him. That was his gift, and that was his divinity that he stepped into. So if you don't take anything from that, take that. If you don't take anything else, take that. Erase the fear, erase the doubt, erase the insecurities, because at the end of the day, we all die. No, I'm just kidding. But but for real. No, but for real. And what do you want people to say about you? Or what do you want to come with it? What do you want your family to remember? It's not about the material things, but just embrace the knowledge, embrace the gems, embrace everything that you've gotten this week, because it's not the first time that you've heard it. It's probably not the 5th time that you've heard it. We come on here all the time and bring people of value here to show you that it's possible, not just for us, but for you too. You are no different. And he just showed you that. and just told you again, after everything that he's accomplished, after all the money that he's made, after all the stories that's been written about him, after all the people that he's impacted, he still came here humble, standing 10 toes down, here to tell you the same thing that he's been telling you from day one. It has not changed if you've heard him speak. So family, that was our bonus day of Pipn Aint Eazy's annual 4X boot camp. And what a way to end it. What a way to end it. Let's not forget the most crucial aspect of this journey. Nurture your minds. Okay, understand the immense power that you have within yourself. In this vast world of 4X where numbers fluctuate, stay solid within yourself and know that you have a divine purpose. And it's about strengthening your mindset. It's about the belief that you have in your own capabilities. That's going to set you apart. Okay? Today we focused on feeding our minds with positivity, fortifying our beliefs, and crafting plans that'll echo the potential within. And remember, success is not just about the trade you make, but it's about the mindset that you cultivate and the actions that you take. Okay, y'all? So with that said, that wraps it up. We love you. Peace, love, and pips. We are out. All of this has been recorded. Go ahead and check the chats. We'll post them.
Let's go. Appreciate everybody, man. Thank you again, BT. Love y'all, family. Shout out to Gordon, man. I see you, family. Let's work. 2024 is here. Happy New Year. Happy holidays, everybody. Do what you said you was going to do, right? Stay focused, stay locked in, stay dedicated, stay prayed up, and execute. Let's get it.
Wait. As y'all know, pimping ain't easy.
For somebody.
And it might as well be us, baby. Let's